Now, Stacey's asking a question, for showing of courses that are face-to-face or online, do you create a format for each? Yeah, you do. Basically what you do is you can, because I think particularly when you want to display on your website the different formats, so that when people are looking at the list of courses, say using the WordPress plugin, they can see what the difference is between the courses. You need to have a different label. And so the format label will describe to the student what they're seeing, what they're going to be booking onto. Like we've talked about, it's probably appropriate for, in the case of your courses, and Stacey's courses are first aid training. For your courses, it's probably appropriate to have the same course category. So not to vary the course category by the format or the type of delivery, but then to have in the display of the courses that are listed, it changes the format. And so people can choose the e-learning or the face-to-face, the e-learning, the face-to-face. The other benefit to this is you can also have different volumes. Obviously, face-to-face, at the moment, you've got limited numbers you're allowed in the training, but the e-learning is not limited. So that makes sense that you would have different formats and therefore different masters. So different masters, you can specify different total places on those courses. Okay, I'm going to go into document topic forms now. Like I say, I'll take this recording and I'll distribute it to everybody once Zoom sends it back to me. And don't feel like you have to hang around for it. Feel free to drift off. But I can easily speak just to myself. Well versed in talking to myself. Okay, so document topic forms. This is about capturing outcomes from the topic. So document topic forms are what's displayed. If you've gone down and edited a document topic for a document and chosen an outcome and specified some dates, if this sounds familiar to you, you're using the document topic form. And the document topic form is stipulated, it's specified on the course master. Okay, so if you need to change it, you change the document topic form and that will change on the course master. So in fact, it means that you can have different document topic forms depending on the course. So some courses, maybe if they're funded courses, might be gathering different information than non-funded courses, for instance. And therefore you can have a different document topic form to gather different information. And we've been able to do some pretty exciting things with document topic forms. We've been able to do things like have measurements of when the trainer verifies a manual activity or witnesses a particular activity, such as first aid, a student carries out the work they have to do on the Annie of giving CPR, for instance, or bandages somebody's leg. And so they can actually become checkboxes that you can include on the document topic form. So you can completely use course sales in the training environment, and the trainer has access to the document topic form via the trainer portal, and they can tick off the items that they can see the student doing. So not only does it record the avetmiss data, it then records all the actual data that have been, or the actual sort of validation that this person is meeting their competency levels. It replaces maybe those sheets that you might have, check lock boxes that you tick, that the trainer ticks off, and then checks to see that the student's able to do all these things. The added bonus, of course, is that because most students do successfully pass all these things, we can have a checkbox that automatically ticks all of those. So it actually reduces the time spent by the trainer having to write all these ticks on a piece of paper. Okay, so we'll talk about editing the form, talk about arranging the fields once you've got the form set up. We'll talk about adding a summary to see on documents. This has allowed us to see, you might remember that if you've used document topic forms before, you'll know that when you update the outcome and update the dates, you should be seeing in the list of document topics, the outcome and the dates appear in the list of document topics. Hopefully you can see that. And then we'll review the display of the document topic view, and topics, they differ from the course date. When they differ from the course date, which is what we talked about earlier, then they're not going to appear when you want to do a bulk update of those document topics, which you can do from the course date itself. So this is quite a big area. I'll go through as much as I can showing you how to do this. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to show you this in the administration area. So let me just, sorry, in the demonstration area. So I want to show you everything about document topics. I want you to show you that it's a form, where it's located, and where it's updated. Okay, so I'm just click here. Maybe I'll I've logged out perhaps, I'm not sure. Yes, I have. I'm just going to log back in again. Okay, so first of all, document topic forms are found in forms and forms, okay, under the forms tab, and they're under forms. Now I've got document topics here because I've got quite a few in here. I've got a variety because this is a demonstration area showing you how to look at how you can use document topic forms in different ways. Let's have a look. I'm just going to actually filter on the left-hand side here by document topics, see if I'm viewing all of them. Oh, there's a few more in there. There's some for short courses, and then some for longer courses. I'm looking here, I can see that most people are probably going to be happy to have a look at the short courses for the single units. Let's have a look at that and see what that looks like. I'm going to show you the editing view of the form to start with. Okay, so this is the editing view of the form. You can see I've got the outcome identifier at the top. I've got the activity end date. Now I've got additional things in here which are not part of your standard install. This is a customized install, which is about evidence in relationship to the some first aid and CPR courses. So you can see here there's a lot of evidence notes. Now these are all related to a customized version of using these document forms. But by default, we can see the outcome and the activity end date. So I'm just going to show you what this looks like in reality. Here we go. So all this information here within this box, this is all to do with assessing the students to make sure they've met certain criteria and they can, for example, respond to an emergency situation, and then we check them for that. And this information is displayed depending on the unit of competency that's relevant for the student. So let's just close these up for a moment. What I'm interested in showing you is this outcome that you can select. So this is not a form that's connected to any particular document at the moment. This is just previewing the form as we've created it. And here you get to choose the dates as well. Okay, so that's the document topic form, and there's a whole lot in here. Let's have a look at the imported one as well. I'll just change the record type to filter by document topics. And I'll look at this first one. And I'll save and preview. You can see here, this is a plainer version of a document topic form. It has the outcome of the student from a national perspective. It's also got an outcome from a training organization's perspective. So some of these are more related to funded training. And it's got the start and it's got the end date as well here. Now, while we can have a start date and an end date, it is possible to leave those blank. So even if you have them on the form, you can leave those fields blank if the start date of the course date and the end date of the course date are when the person started and ended this particular unit. Because by default, we actually use the information from the course date. So by default, we use the information from the course date, from the start date and the end date, okay? So you don't necessarily need to, this is just the avetmiss data. So the avetmiss data doesn't need to be specified here if it's not required. Okay, so that's just showing you that the document topic form is located under forms. Now I'm going to show you where it's specified, and you probably know this already because we've looked at masters. I'm just going to open up a master here. I'm going to click on edit. And you can see here, this is where the document topic form is. And remember, we can click on the little magnifying glass to have a look at what this looks like. This is the document topic form. Or if we want to, we can even edit that document topic form as well. Click on the little pencil there. Okay, so that's where the document topic form is. And this document topic form is what's used for all of the units, or rather the topics on the documents. Okay, so this is the document topic form that's used on all of those documents. Okay, so let's go into a document now that's been had its units of competency allocated. So I'm just going to open up this one here, and usually it's when USI is verified that we create these. So I'm just going to open up this. I'm going to scroll to the bottom here, which is where these, here we go, where these document topics are. And you can see here, we've got a record showing what the result is, what the change on that form is. So I'm now going to click on the pencil here, and you can see here that it's got the competency not achieved. It's been selected. I can put withdrawn if I want. It's got the activity end date. So in this case, the activity end date is not displaying in this list because it has not had the summary ticked. Okay, now that's a bit of an advanced idea, but if you happen to be editing a form, then ticking summary will ensure that value appears here. I'm pretty sure if I click on apply, it's not going to appear. There we go. It's changed to withdrawn, discontinued, which is the record, which is the value I just selected. And that's where the document topic form is used. So when I click on this, I'm actually editing the document topic form. Okay. Now, it is important, there's a couple of things you have to know here. It's important that we do update this information because things like your list of units of competency that appear on the statements of attainment, they come from the information that's here. So if it is withdrawn or discontinued or not achieved and failed, then it does not appear on the list of units of competency that have been achieved by the student. So it won't appear on the statement of attainment. Let's just go back to my list of topics I was going to be covering here. Okay, so edit the form, arrange the fields. I put the date after the outcome. That's just the ordering of the fields. That's pretty straightforward. Talked about summary to see, so we can see the values of the fields on the list of documents. And then we're talking about reviewing the display of the course topic view. We did that, we had a look at that. And then topics differ from the course date. Okay, and we talked about that earlier. That's when, for example, these topics do not match the topics of the course date. So if I go and transfer this course, for example, if I click on the transfer button here, and I move this to another course, let's say, for example, I choose a completely different course. Let's actually not specify a course at all, or a location, or a date. Let's say I try and move them to the early childhood course. Obviously, the units of competency are going to be completely different. So in this instance, I have to make sure I remove these. Now, I might not want to remove them. If I've already issued an outcome, I might want to keep that outcome on there. I might not want to remove it. But if these are blank and the person has not attended the training course yet, that's the time that we can remove these by clicking on the X, and that actually removes it. In fact, technically, it doesn't actually completely delete it. It just removes it from being connected to this particular document. So you can remove these. It's one of the few things you can actually get rid of and you can't restore. But once you've decided to do a transfer out and a transfer in and remove these, the transfer in step will be creating these document topics again. I'm not sure if it's going to work in this instance because I'm not sure if this transfer in has got that set up yet. And it takes a little while for those things to process. But regardless of that, this is the document now, and this document should now have the new units of competence, the new topics that come from that particular course date. So it's very important that we remove those units, particularly you remove them when they're not applicable, okay? Unless you've given an outcome to the student and you want to keep them on there, we should be removing them then. So that's pretty much it. And if you don't remove them, of course, they don't appear in the ability to update the topics. So you can update topics from the course date. Let's see if I can find a course date. Usually those are, let's see if we can find a course date that have a few students on it. Completed. Let's see if we can get some course dates. There we go, here's some here. Let's go into this course date. So I'm going to click on this to edit this course date. And now you can see, the course date. We're editing the course date, and now we can click on this document topics button over here. So I click on document topics, and that is going to allow me to do a filter on the document topics related to this particular course. So I can choose the document topic here, the course topic here. Click on the course topic and do a filter. And now I see all of the documents that have this particular course topic. Now remember, if the document had topics that is not the same as the course topics, then they're not going to display here. The only topics that are going to display here is the course topics that have come from this course. And you can see we have them listed all here. So we've got this document topic here, and we can choose an outcome and we can choose a date as well. So we can actually do a bulk update, and we can click on this button in the top right hand corner here that passes everybody in the page as well. It changes them all to passed. Now this is particularly relevant for organizations that are doing large numbers of trainings. For example, CPR training or first aid training across a large number of people. And then you can apply the pass all on page to all of those students quickly, which is pretty handy. But what's really important is you make sure that those topics, when you transfer someone, you don't go, you make sure you have the right document topics or right course topics on those documents. Otherwise, they're not going to appear here. So good to do a bit of a count to make sure you've got everybody. That's pretty much it. That's the that's document topics.